Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Science at a Click. In this video, we will study about the life cycle of angiosperms. The content of this video includes parts of the flower, generation of male and female gametes, fertilization and development of seed and fruit. Before going to the parts of the flower, let us know what are angiosperms. Angiosperms are flowering plants in which the ovules are not naked. The ovules and the pollen further develop into a specialized structure called the flower. Parts of the flower. Flower has two main parts. One is the carpel and the second is the stamen. The carpel is the female gametophyte and the stamen is the male gametophyte. The carpel contains style, stigma, and the ovary, whereas the stamen consists of the anther and the filament. The ovary has the ovules, which are the female gametes, and anther has pollens, which are the male gametes. Other parts include petals and sepal. Generation of male and female gametes. Before going to the process of generation of male and female gametes, let us know the two important processes the cells will undergo. One is the mitosis and other is the meiosis. In mitosis, the cell will divide into two cells, that is, a parent cell will divide into a daughter cell. So the daughter cells will have same genetic material than that of parent cell. In simple words, the cells will be identical to each other. In meiosis, the cells which undergo division will produce haploid cell, that is, the daughter cells will have half the number of chromosomes than that of parent. So as shown in the diagram, if the cell contains, for example, 4 chromosomes, each of the daughter cells upon division will have one copy of that 4 chromosome. Hence, the process is called meiosis. Generation of male gametes. So, anther, which is the male gametophyte, has microsporangium. The microsporangium undergoes the process of meiosis to form microspores. These are identical cells to each other. The microspores undergoes the process of mitosis to form the pollen grains. So this is a haploid sex organ which has two other nuclear cells called the tube cell and the generative cell. The functions will be explained in the fertilization section. For now, let us remember pollen grain is the male gamete. Generation of female gamete. Carpel or pistil is the female gametophyte. The carpel has ovary. Inside the ovary, there are many ovules. We are considering just one ovule. This ovule is formed by the process of meiosis, which gets converted into a megasporangium. So, since it is a meiosis process, the cells produced are identical to each other. The megasporangium cells undergoes the process of mitosis to form the embryo sac. The embryo sac contains one egg cell, two synergids, 3 antipodal cells, and 2 polar nuclei. The polar nuclei further fuse together to form a diploid secondary nucleus. The embryo sac is the female gamete. Fertilization. In fertilization, the pollens are deposited onto the stigma of the flower via various sources such as wind, flies, and bees. In this video, I'm considering honeybee to be the source. The honeybee in the collection of nectar goes from one flower to another. In this process, the pollen grains get stick to their body and unknowingly when they travel to other flowers, the pollens are deposited onto the stigma of the flower. This process of transfer of pollen from the bee or from any other source to the stigma of the flower is called pollination. As mentioned previously, the pollen grain has two cells, the tube cell and the generative cell. The generative cell divides and forms two generative nuclei. This generative cell division can either occur before pollination or after. Note, the generative cell which is shown here is one single cell and the division which is happening is of the nucleus. So we can say it is a single binucleated cell. The tube cell will form the tube. The question arises, why does the tube cell have to form a tube? This is because the tube cell elongates in order to aid the travel of the generative cell from the stigma to the ovary so that the generative cell is not damaged during the travel. Once inside the ovary, the two generative cell nuclei will fuse with the respective cell. That is, one fuses with the egg cell and gets converted into a diploid zygote, and the other will get fused with the diploid nucleus and get converted into a triploid endosperm. Since this event includes fertilization of two cells simultaneously, the process is termed as double fertilization. Development of seed and fruit. After the fusion of the cells, the egg cell will get converted into zygote and the endosperm will get converted into a nutrition providing tissue to nourish the growing embryo. The embryo continues to grow and the outer layer of the embryo gets hardened into a seed coat. The ovule now becomes the seed and the ovary becomes the fruit. Then the fruit continues to grow and it gets ripened. Once it is ripened, it is either consumed by some organism or maybe it might fall off and the tissue is been used or consumed of the fruit. But the seed is exposed to the soil. When the seed gets proper conditions for its growth, it will grow into a plant. Then the plant will again bear flowers which will again undergo the process of pollination and fertilization, then fruits, an entire cycle will repeat once again. Since the start is the seed and again the end is the seed and the cycle goes on repeating, this entire process is termed as the life cycle of angiosperms. I hope you have understood the life cycle of angiosperms. If you understood, then please like my video, subscribe to my channel to get such more videos, and also comment below if you have any queries regarding the life cycle of angiosperms. Thank you.